Yeah, we'll go ahead. Right, this weekend it's a Ford Escort. It's a little change from a Ferrari and a little change from a Porsche. But I'm sure you're loving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit different, really. The main thing is just no room for error, really. You know, the fact that it's such a tight. You're on the road. It's not circuit. With the circuit driving, there's a lot of runoff area, and yeah, the speeds are higher on the circuits, but it's much more terrifying on the roads for
sure. Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to say to you. Yeah. You know, when you're on the circuit, you obviously have that element of safety because you know, well, if I do go off, I'm into a gravel trap most of the time or whatever. But then, as well as that, you have a guy sitting beside you tomorrow, and that's something totally different. But what is it with actors that they take to motorsport to? Is it the adrenaline rush?
I don't know, you know, it was definitely my first love, driving and just that sort of thing with speed, and I guess there's a truth to it, you know, it's like, the speed doesn't sort of lie, so it's like you're fastest or you're not. I certainly won't be fastest this weekend. I mean, sitting along the likes of these guys here, world-class drivers, I mean, it really is very humbling to watch these guys do what they do. It's really you can see the gulf between the difference of like me being like a really bottom of the line amateur and then seeing these guys, as I say, world class pros. It's amazing. It's kind of that superhuman thing when you see roads this narrow and and with a bit of gravel or grass and the sort of the different sort of road textures, and just to see the speeds that they can go down, it's incredible to see.
But equally, I'm sure these guys in Craig would probably say, well, put me in a film set like him, I'd be pretty crap at it, but I don't know what kind of an actor he would make, maybe you could sum that up. But yes, the talent here this weekend, but of course you've grown up with the Rally of the Lakes, and did you ever think that you'd be out there on the stages, I suppose that from day to day you may have driven part of, but it's going to be a tremendous buzz for you tomorrow, will it?
Oh, it's a tremendous buzz. It's a great privilege and honour to be an ambassador here for the rally, and for me, to be honest with you, it was always sort of karting and circuit stuff that I was sort of drawn towards. But this for me is invaluable seat time, 100%. At the moment, starting driving, around 40 when I sort of got into the Ferrari Challenge and now the sort of Porsche GT3 Cup Series, I'm starting it late. So anything I can drive, I drive. So, Tommy Byrne's coming down here tomorrow, and I'm a teammate with him in the Champ Car Series in the States, which is cheap racing. The cars are capped off at $10,000, and you go racing. It's kind of like redneck racing. It's fantastic. And get the opportunity to learn from these guys and be amongst it and do the road racing. It's an incredible privilege.
The role of ambassador, I think that is something you've taken very, very seriously. You've also gone into the local schools this weekend, and I suppose it is important as well to bring the rally back into the schools and also teach them about road safety. And you guys, when you race or when you rally, you're in a controlled environment, and we have a lot of deaths on our Irish roads, and I suppose if it highlights something, the dangers of driving, on public roads when they shouldn't be, young guys. Everybody, I suppose, when everybody was young, you go out there and you do things you shouldn't do. But I think society is changing, and your role as an ambassador, you help to help that situation.
Yeah, well, I always think with things like this, it's get young people into cars as early as possible. And again, Tommy, who's coming down tomorrow, he does defensive driving out in mid-Ohio. So, getting in a car with the rig that puts the car out of control, it spins it, it's slippery surfaces, and so when something goes wrong on the road, it's not an unfamiliar scenario. It's something that you get used to, and I think having young adults get the opportunity to get behind the wheel of a car and practice as much as they can and get as familiar with it as possible, then you sort of start to gain a respect for what you're dealing with, so that when you go on the road, you don't take those unnecessary risks.
Okay, I'll give you a break for a while and I'll pass your mic on to Craig for a second. Craig, you're very welcome to Killarney. So far, 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4 is a big ask, but I'm sure you'll take it, judge the first stage and take it from there, because this is probably the biggest challenge of the 4 events so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if the rally was even just a straight line for me to be, the fact that it's this man's home rally and it's very, very important to Paul. I feel like I have the whole pressure of the town on my shoulders to try and do it. So, but really looking forward to it. I have to say it's an awesome event that the guys have put on here, guys and girls have all put on. It's yeah, the most incredible stage is tomorrow. And yeah, even to have somebody of Michael's caliber here doing the rally, it's absolutely amazing. I have to say, the whole atmosphere in the town is brilliant. The atmosphere at the ceremonial start just before has been really nice. So I'm looking forward to a nice weekend of having fun.
Yeah, looking, as you said, Michael has raised the profile of this. Nico Herman raised the profile of the West Cork rally, but how important is it, for the sport to have profile? And to be fair, you and Paul have raised the profile of the Irish Tarmac Championship hugely this year.
It's an amazing sport that it's perhaps a little bit sheltered. Perhaps a lot of people don't know a whole lot about it, and it is probably one of the most impressive spectator sports that you can go and watch for free, I may add. And it's great. I think the Tarmac Championship has definitely come on in leaps and bounds this year, especially. It's been great. It's incredibly competitive. Even for myself and Paul doing World Championship stuff and doing the bits and pieces in Italy this year and then coming straight back again. These boys are really on the top of their game on very, very specific and special roads. So Irish rallying is definitely going in a positive direction, and myself and Paul are really proud to be part of it.
At the start of the year, and we've all written about it, and you've commented on it yourself, in one way you were on a high to nothing. A lot of people thought it's a big risk, but rally is what you do, and when the World Championship wasn't there, this was there, and so too the Italian series. But are you hoping that there's some little glimmer of hope before the end of the year that we'll see you back in the World Championship?
Of course, that's the intention. That's what we're working on every day to try and go towards. And myself and Paul can do no more really. We're doing everything we can. We've won 1 of 3 rallies here. We won one of the most difficult rallies in the Italian Championship in San Remo. And I think more importantly than everything else, we've had a lot of fun along the way. So yeah, I would be hopeful that something can happen. I would be hopeful that we can get back onto the World Championship stage at some point. Both myself and Paul are desperately keen for that to happen. So we'll just plug away. We're enjoying these more important than anything else at the moment, and we'll continue to do that for as long as we can.
Okay, you passed the mic there to Mike Marshall, and if somebody can get Michael Lester for me there as well, because Michael's meant to be joining us on stage. Michael, if you're wherever you are, make your way to us here. Ladies and gentlemen, this rally, I suppose to everybody, is synonymous with one man from the beginning, and that was Mike Marshall. Mike, it must make you tremendously proud this evening, here for the 40th event. Originally it was marketed as the jewel in the Irish crown, and when you look at those stages, it is still the jewel in the Irish crown. Is it the roads that make it, plus the integration of all you people in Killarney? You introduced, your wife introduced junior rallying, you introduced time cards, target timing, and all those things, stage cancel flags. Does that give you a great amount of satisfaction?
Yes, I suppose the whole idea is that you look at every event and you see what you could do better on the next one. If you stop timing, you're over the hill, because the only way you could freewheel is downhill. You must keep timing, you must strive to reach something higher, something better. And some of these things that you try, they work, others don't, but you'll never know unless you try. So that has always been the ethos. And thankfully, the team in Killarney have always gone along with that idea.
You were 25 years, I think, at the helm. Could you maybe pick one of those events that you would say was the most difficult of all?
Without a doubt, 1990. because of the snow. The snow was so bad that the man putting down the arrows got stuck on Ballacklama and had to be rescued with a four-wheel drive grain shovel. So that was quite a challenge. But yet I think that we succeeded in getting every last inch out of the rally. And again, of course, it was spectacular because of the Russian twins who were here. It was a great event, but above all, it was great satisfaction to succeed in running a rally with everything that nature threw at us.
Tonight we just heard that Cartel are going to back the rally. This is their 10th year and they're now going to back it for the next 3 years. But I suppose, apart from probably 1 year, the family, the O'Donoghue family, have been synonymous with this rally, and I'm sure the Killarney District Car Club are greatly indebted to the O'Donoghue family.
Well, you see, the thing is that in the few years in between major title sponsors, Killarney were always there. There was never a year when we didn't have a title sponsor, because if we were on the way from one sponsor to another, the Killarney always came in, and the late Boris O'Donoghue always assured us that, look, you get on with running the rally, we'll make sure the money is found. And many of the major sponsors that we found were found, such as Carling, Ordnance Circle, they were found through the influence of Morris and the Killarney Hotel. So we're looking at, in actual fact, the event in 40 years has only had, I think, about 5 or at most 6 title sponsors, which must say something when sponsors are staying on for so long.
And of course, one of the biggest changes in the recent decades then was the move from December to May. Was that something that you thought for a long number of years, or did the weather in the 1990s, was that, one of the catalysts that said, look, we need to get out of December?
No, the move, we weren't thinking about it for a long number of years, but the late Gerald Harper, who was deputy captain of the course for many years, he was very much involved in the trade union movement, and he heard that there was going to be a new bank holiday, Labour Day in May. So we said, if there's going to be a bank holiday in May, we'll be on that weekend. And when we applied to Motorsport Ireland for that date, everybody thought we were out of our mind. What could you do in the middle of May with the Circuit of Ireland before you and the Donegal after you and so on? But then, when the bank holiday was actually announced, then they realised why we were on that date. And it makes a huge difference, because anybody who can afford to go rallying generally has a job to go to on Monday. And if you want to keep people around on the Sunday night, well, they need the Monday to go home.
That's quite true, and of course they can celebrate in the Eagle on the Sunday night, and I suppose that's a return to the hotel as well. But we're now in a very different era in rallying with the R5 cars. As the world cars are almost being phased out. Are you, behind that change, or did the Tarmac Championship Committee really have to go the R5 route? And are you happy now that it is proving the right way?
I think it's moving the right way. I would always be worried about following the British Championship too closely, because the British Championship has been meddling with its format for years and years, and all it has ever succeeded in doing is taking it from bad to worse. So I would have always cautioned. I think it was Shakespeare that once said, be not the first by which the new is tried, but not yet the last that has the other side. You should always be conscious of don't rush into something, but at the same time, don't hang on for the sake of tradition, because tradition is often mixed up with stagnation.
I suppose the other thing as well is that, for the Irish Tarmac Championship Committee, maybe their goal should now be attracting British competitors to the Irish rather than what was done here before, Irish competitors going to the BRC. And I suppose it would be a good move if we started to attract British competitors, some of the top-line competitors, to compete in the tarmac here.
Yeah, but I think before we can do that, the cost of insurance in Ireland for Irish rallying has to come down. It's an inordinate amount of money, and the problem is that from even a very substantial entry fee, very little is left to the organisers. And if there was a little bit more left for the organisers, more could be put into promotion, more could be put into encouraging drivers to come and so on. I think we really need to see a few years of reduced awards by the Irish courts, and after that it might have an effect on the rental costs.
Mike, you know, you were CRC for what, 24, 25 years, then your wife took it over for a year or 2 years or whatever, and then it's handed on to various people. Dermot is the man at the moment. You know, it's become a huge task now, particularly say compared to the first time you were clerk of the course, but now there's huge amount, there's volumes of paperwork. Is it something the governing body should be doing, trying to streamline all the other events, because it's a full-time job, really, isn't it, clerk of the course?
Yeah, it's a full-time job created by masses of paperwork, and the problem about it is that the only people who are getting paid are the people who are creating the masses of paperwork. So they should think in our time about the people on whose backs they're earning their wages.
Yeah, okay, I'll stay locally. Paul, I'll have a chat with you. And ladies and gentlemen, I think this man deserves a round of applause. Mike Marshall, the first clerk of the course of the Rally of the Lakes, and a man that has given a huge amount of time to Irish motorsport, not just the Killarney and the Rally of the Lakes. Paul, a huge weekend for you, but a huge weekend for your driver, and he is conscious that no Killarney competitor has won this rally. And we said it earlier, you really want to win this.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's important to win it at some stage, and I haven't done it once in the last 11 years, and obviously when you're growing up as a young lad around Killarney, you want to win this rally, and I had second place here back in 2003, and after that then the rally career took a different direction for me for the last 10 years, so I'm back here with door number one in the road, and I'm in a car capable of winning the rally and a driver capable of winning the rally, but you need everything to go according to plan. We've fantastic competitors behind us. You have some very hard grueling stages tomorrow. So yeah, hopefully Sunday evening will be thereabouts, but it's a big weekend ahead and there's a lot of corners going up.
You said there you need a bit of luck. If you look back at the last 3 events, was there any one event, and in particular any one point in those events that you said, wow, we were lucky to get away with that?
No, we were pretty steady in most of it. Maybe in Ring Road there in West Cork on the second race, we had a bit of a slide, but the weather was pretty bad. So no, but it's been a controlled and mature 3 rallies by Craig, and we've managed to lead from the front early on. But this is a different rally. This is as hard as put the first 3 rallies together. This is a big 2 days ahead. It's the biggest rally you can do in the year with the mileage and the classic stages and the famous stages, and it's hard on car driver and co-driver.
Okay, I think we have James Wilson here at the end of Michael. You pass James the microphone there. Ladies and gentlemen, the guy on my extreme right is the latest winner of the Billy Coleman Award, and as part of that prize, tomorrow he's driving an R5 for the first time. Are you nervous?
Yeah, definitely. I never thought in the days that I'd be sitting up on a stage with Michael Fassbender, Paul and Craig. Yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and after winning the Billy Coleman Award, I've been given this opportunity to drive a Hyundai i20 R5. The Billy Coleman Award's taken a change now in recent years, and we have the development of the Motorsport Ireland Rally Academy. So all 8 nominees of the award are going to be given similar opportunities. So it's exciting times ahead, and definitely looking forward to it.
Do you think it's now a better system than you getting a budget and you probably popped off to a few rounds of the BRC and maybe didn't learn the whole pile?
Yeah, well, look, we had the 2 development days there already, so I've already got the chance to drive an R5. Anyone who was nominated for the Billy Coleman Award in a modified car has gotten that chance as well, so that's a huge step. So yeah, it's definitely a lot better. We're going to be working with, it's all about development. So we have a good opportunity to move forward and make the best of what we've got.
You've heard Craig and Paul talk about the recce and the importance of a good recce. I'm sure it was a tough recce.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough recce, but I have to say there's 2 stages out there. It's my favourite of anything that I've ever done. Art Groom and Cod's Head or something else for a driver. So it's definitely a good rally to learn a car in. There's lots of corners out there. The recce was tough, a lot of mileage covered, but yeah, it's good.
Okay, if you'll give the microphone back to Michael there. A young guy starting out in motorsport like that,
Could you offer him advice, or